Hello everyone, how are you today? Hope you are fine. Before we start, I would like to send special thanks for those who sent me their assignments, and as I promised, I will give them a +1 as soon as we return to school. So let's start with exercise number 1. A mall consists of a ground floor and 4 floors. In addition, there is an underground parking with 3 levels. Can you imagine how the lift plate of this mall is? Lift is the elevator or ascensor. So lift plate, in case you do not know what is the lift plate, the this is the lift plate. We use it to go up or down. So we are going to imagine the plate of the elevator of this mall. So I will try to draw this mall. So this is the mall. Suppose that this is the door. I enter the mall. This floor is called the ground floor. So I will write it as G and D or ground. Okay. We have 4 floors above the ground. So this will be floor number 1. This will be 2 and 3. And we have 4 here. We can write +1, +2, +3 and +4 because they are above the ground or above 0. So ground here represents the 0 on the number line. But I prefer to write it as 1, 2, 3, 4. And in addition, there is an underground parking, underground, below ground, with 3 levels. So below ground we have 3 levels or 3 floors. So this is floor 1, this is floor 2, and this is floor 3. But because it's underground or under 0, I will write it as -1, -2, and -3. As we explained before, we use the negative sign to represent the numbers below 0 or below ground. So for this reason, we use the negative sign, or we write it -1. So if we want to draw the plate of the elevator, it will be like that. So first we have the ground in the middle, then 1 or +1, 2, 3, 4, and below ground we have -1, -2, and -3. Okay, so please copy exercise 1 on your explanation copy book. Just copy this plate. Exercise 2. Here are the grades over 20 obtained by Zahi: 19, 9, 10, 13, etc. To indicate the difference to the average 10, so the average is 10. What do you mean by average 10? If you got 10 over 20, you will pass, or above 10, you will pass. Below 10, you will fail. So if you get 9 over 20, you will fail. So 10 is the average, as you know. So there he got the following grade, 19.9. Zahi decides to indicate the difference to the average 10, Zahi decides to mark +4 for 14. So if Zahi got 14 over 20, he will be 4 grades above the average, because 14 minus 20 or minus 10, it will be +4. So if Zahi got 14 over 20, he will be a 4 grade above the average, or +4. And if we get 7 over 20, so he will be 3 grades below the average, so 7 minus 10, he will be -3, or he need a 3 grade to pass. In part 1, he is asking us to give for each of Zahi's grade the difference to the average. So these are the grades of Zahi: 19 over 20, 9, 10, 13. We are going to find the difference. So suppose that Zahi got 19 over 20. Okay. we are going to find the difference, or how many grade he is above or below the average. So the average is 10 and he got 19, so he is 9 grade above the average, because 19 minus 10, it will be 9 or plus 9. So you'll write here a plus 9. Okay. Second one, 9 over 20. And the average is 10, so he is 1 grade below the average, because 9, so the difference will be 9 minus 10 equal minus 1. So why it is negative sign or minus 1? Because he is below the average. Always we use the term below to represent the negative number or the negative sign. So he need 1 grade to reach the average, so here we'll write minus 1. Okay, the third grade is 10. So he got 10 over 20. The difference is 10 minus 10 equal to 0. So he is on the average. Okay. 13 over 20. So he is 3 grade above the average. So the difference is 13 minus the average equal plus 3 or 3. 5. So 5 over 20. So he is 5 grade below the average. So 5 minus the average equal or plus 5, you can say, equal minus 5. You can put them on the number line and see the answer. So here is minus 5. 13.5 over 20. The difference is 13.5 minus 10. You can put them on the number line. Suppose that this is 1, 2, 3 here. For example, is the 13.5. I have the negative sign, so I will go 10 units to the left. So I will reach 3.5. Okay. So plus 3.5. And 12.5 over 20, so he is above the average by 2.5 grade. You can say the difference is 12.5 minus 10. So also you can put them below each other. You know how to subtract them. 10.0. So 5 minus 0 is 5. Here is the decimal point. 2 and 0. So 2.5 or plus 2.5. The last one, 7.5. So he got 7.5 over 20. So he is below the average. The difference should be negative because he is below the average. So the difference is 7.5 minus the average, which is 10. On the number line, suppose that this is 0, 1 to 7.5 here, for example. Minus 10, so minus, I will go to the left by 10 units. I will reach minus 2.5. Try to do it on your number line. So the number will be minus 2.5, or the difference will be minus 2.5. Part B. On the other hand, Rami calculated the difference to the average 10 of each of his grade. He has obtained plus 3, plus minus 1, plus 4, etc. Find the grades over 20 obtained by Rami. Here we are given the grade or the difference to the average, and we are going to find the grade. So the difference is plus 3. So plus, meaning that he is above the average by 3 grades. So it will be 10 plus 3. So his grade is 13 or plus 13. So 13 over 20. If he is minus 1 below the average, so the average is 10, and he is minus 1 grade below the average, so 10 minus 1 equal 9 or plus 9. The same for plus 4. Plus 4 or 4 points above the average, so 10 plus 4, or we can say plus 10 and plus 4, it will be plus 14. Plus 1, so 1 grade above the average, 10 plus 1 equal 11. 0, he is on the average, so 10 plus 0 equal 10. 2.5 above the average, so 10 plus 2.5, you can put them below each other. So here is 10.0 and 2.5. 0 plus 5 equal 5. Decimal point, 0 plus 2 equal 2. And here we have 1. So, and here we can put 0. So it will be equal 12.5 minus 3.5. So it's minus 3.5 above the or below the average. So 10 minus 3.5 equal 6.5. You can do it by yourself. Minus 0.5 below the average. So 10 minus 0.5 equal 9.5. Okay. Feel free to ask me anything you do not understand.